Today on Coach Pete Talks, I'm here with Shane Katz. What position do you play and where do you play?
I play at Chaminade College Preparatory and I play guard.
Got you. And how long have you been playing football for now?
I've been playing football for about 5 years now. My high school career has been, pretty steady. Started off at Westlake and then I transferred to Chaminade my sophomore year. For the first 2 games, I started off pretty well, and then unfortunately in the second game I got injured, tore my ACL, MCL, and both my meniscuses. I got the injury because I got blindsided after a blocked field goal. I was trying to catch up to the guy, and some guy hit me when I wasn't looking at him. So far, recovery is going pretty well. 4 months out, just starting to move again. I'm starting to get back into it.
And what advice would you give to somebody that's suffering the same injury you are?
Work through it, pay attention to what your PT guy is saying, your instructor, your trainer. Make sure you follow what they're doing. Most importantly, have fun. Don't, be sad all the time. You gotta be happy, you're still able to do things that other people aren't.
And how's the therapy been like?
Therapy's been rough, it's been tough. It's a long process, but I think in the end it'll be all worth it. Hopefully July and August I'll be back on the field playing again.
Is it like levels that you go through this where you can start jogging again and then running and then get physical?
At the beginning it was mostly just bending, trying to get my mobility back. Then it was starting to get a little bit of strength back, balance. Right now it's, mainly squatting, lunges, trying to get my leg strength back, and also trying to get my cardio up because of the amount of time that I've taken off. My cardio has dwindled a little bit, so trying to get that back and get ready for, running and stuff.
And is there anything else that you've been doing to stay football ready?
I've been watching a lot of football lately, NFL guys and what they're doing, trying to study the game, Film is always important, learning the plays again, focusing on things that are important.
So what advice would you give to an incoming freshman?
Football related, I tell them make sure you do your workouts, do all the things that coaches tell you to do. Classroom, I tell them pay attention to the teacher, don't slack off, sit in the front of the room, be a role model in the classroom, don't mess around. And like I said before, make sure you're having fun, that's what high school's about. Something I wish I'd known is keep your friends close. Friends are very important, not just now, but in your life forever. Having people to talk to is very important.
And prior to you getting injured, have you talked to any college coaches before? Or?
Yeah, college coaches. My sophomore year, springtime, right when I came to Chaminade, I was talking to a bunch of coaches. Notre Dame was my first one, actually. Talked to a Washington coach, Arizona State. I talked to at a camp. San Diego State I also talked to at a camp. As an offensive lineman, they asked me, how tall I am, how much I weigh, and correlated to what position you play, they ask you questions about that. And after you answer their questions, maybe you get to ask them some questions about school.
And what did you do to get noticed by these coaches?
Some things I did were go to camps. I went to 3, UCLA, San Diego State camp, and a Redlands camp. For those camps, you were able to just register on your own.
And what should athletes be expecting when you go to these camps?
You should be expecting to be noticed by a lot of coaches. There's coaches looking at you everywhere. Try and stand out. Do things the right way. Pay attention to what the coaches are saying. Focus on things that you need to improve on and things that you're good at.
And are there any drills that you notice that all these camps do that linemen should be focusing on?
A lot of camps do footwork drills. Making sure your feet are fast are very important as a lineman because you got to get from point A to point B very fast and stay in front of that D lineman.
Going back to the fundamentals as being an offensive lineman, what do you think is the most important thing to learn if you've never played the position before?
I think the number one thing that you need when being an offensive lineman is your stance. Stance is very important. It's pretty much the ground rule of how an offensive lineman is. Stance is, the base to everything.
If you got a good stance, then you got a good chance then, right?
Exactly. That was a good one. You got a good stance.
I got that one from Coach Sid's interview.
Actually?
Yeah. What are you doing differently this time around entering your senior year?
I'm definitely focusing more on my legs. That was the cause of why I didn't get to play the rest of the season. So focusing more on my legs, focusing on strengthening it, making sure I'm ready for the next season. Upper body is always important, But I think last year I focused a little too much on my upper body and not enough on my lower body. So this year's priority is definitely my lower body.
And you said during your injury that you've been watching a lot of film. What tips would you give to somebody watching film? Like, what should they be looking for?
I'd be looking for, what are some things that you aren't doing that these guys are? What makes them different than me? That helps me realize, dang, I need to work on this. I need to work on whatever it is to get me to that next level.
And where are some guys in the NFL that you look up to?
I'd say Jordan Mailata. He's pretty chill, but he's ferocious on the field. You can see that with how he goes against his opponents. Off the field, he's chill. He doesn't act all mean and anything. He sings on TV, like he's cool. But on the field, you could definitely tell he takes everything very serious. Having that switch allows you to have people like you off the field and people hate you on the field. So it's cool.
How has your mentality changed from before you got here to after you got here?
My mentality changed by realizing that, you got to keep your eyes on what is coming at you. Not being able to see that guy changed me because I got injured because of that. Being able to keep my head on that swivel, keeping aware of my surroundings, what's going on around me. It's not just to prevent me from getting injured, but to help me excel at the game. In that one instance, I didn't do that, and that's what caused me to get injured. Watching the season from home, I saw things that our team needs to improve on. Coming back this season, I'm gonna help out my guys and push each other to get better.
And what does a leader look like to you?
A leader is somebody that not only talks, but also performs. Action speaks louder than words.
How do you carry that leadership to someone that's an incoming freshman? How do you get them going if they've never played football before, not to get into a stance, don't know anything?
I tell them to be patient. Things don't come very quickly. Being patient is not just a football thing; it's a life thing, and patience is a virtue. Maybe you don't know how to lift weights, but you know somebody else that does. Ask them what to do. Ask them how to do it. Don't be afraid to ask.
What is your why to why you play football?
My why is to be able to make it to college. College is important to me. It'll help me in my future get a job, be successful. Football is also a passion. Football is fun for me. Be around guys, have a lot of friends. Be a guy.
And did you feel this way about football when you first started, or did it take like some sort of adversity for you to feel like you need this game to help you become the person you want to be?
My first year, I was like, oh, everybody else is doing it, so I want to do it. That second year was like, man, if I really go after this, I could be really good at it. And once I got to high school, I realized, man, if I keep going and I push myself and I focus only on football, I'll be able to meet my goals, get to college, and support my family.
Like anything, how would you handle that adversity when you don't have those good days or those good practices?
When I get adversity, I talk to my dad, talk to him what should I be doing to help me get better. I also talk to my coaches, ask them what they think I need to do better. Talking to coaches, talking to your family is very important for me.
Where did you learn how to handle adversity? Was it any role models that you have in your life, or?
I think the first time I learned how to handle adversity was my first year of football, actually. That first year was, hard because I didn't know really how to play. I didn't know what to do. And, going through that year, I realized it's the one sport I didn't really know how to play. That year really showed me that if you want something, you got to work at it. You can't just go into it and expect great results. Learning the game of football showed me that, it's fun, number one, and it's hard.
And how do you keep yourself going, right? So your first year, you didn't really know too much. And now fast forward to your senior year. What are you doing now to push yourself?
I would probably say weight room is a big part of football. You got to be strong, be able to push guys around and, go against guys your size. If you aren't bigger than that guy or stronger than that guy, it's going to be hard to go against them. So pushing myself in the weight room is a big part of football. And then, pushing myself in the classroom. Academics are very important to me and especially to my family. Getting good grades and being good in the classroom is a big part of that.
And going back to the weight room part, right? So you got kids that are in high school and they have a coach that's guiding them, but say if a kid wants to start getting ready for football and they're not in a Pop Warner, not in high school, what are some workouts that you'd recommend for them?
If you're a beginner, I'd say focus on the big parts of your body, like legs, your calves, your quads, your hamstrings. For your upper body, I'd focus on your chest, your back, and your shoulders. Focusing on those big parts will help you start your workout career or your workout training. What exercise that I recommend? 3 main ones: bench, squat, deadlift. For power, I'd say cleans. Cleans help with your power, from how to use your body in the right ways. And then once you're experienced enough and you feel comfortable, I'd go 6 days a week. You always need 1 day to rest. I think 1 rest day is very important, but 6 days a week gives you enough time to work out all your body parts, everything you need. From there, you keep going, pushing yourself, and be the best man you can be.
All right, Shane, check it out. Let me know what you think.
Very good.
Cool. Coming back to Chaminade, what would you tell students that are inquiring about it in the education stands and the sports?
For education, I'd say it's great. You learn, in a way that's different than every other school. The classrooms are smaller, and the teachers really focus on you in the aspect of how you are and what you're like. They focus on who you are as a person, and that really helps you understand the topic that you're going over, learn ways to study, and all these different things. When it comes to sports really matters at Chaminade. And I think my coaches, especially in football, care about me. And, they care about my dreams and who I want to be when I get older. I'd also like to mention that with this better competition that comes with the better sports, the college showcase that's coming up helps me show coaches what's going on with me and my teammates, helps me show that, I'm ready for the next level, and, helps my teammates and me prepare for what's coming to come next in the season and, after that in college.
And can you talk a little bit more about the showcase?
Yeah, of course. In the showcase, there's 4 teams. Having these teams helps us compete as players and, stand out to these coaches that come. Helps us show to these coaches that we're ready to become college athletes.
What's something you're most looking forward to when coming back onto the field?
Coming back onto the field after my injury, I'm looking forward to going and hit somebody again. It's something I missed for 8 weeks during the season, and going to see my teammates go out there and put their hearts out on the field, it made me pretty much sad. Going to see them play and me have to sit on the sideline. Going out there, playing with my brothers again, and going to win. This year, I'm hoping to win a lot, make it to playoffs again, and put my heart out on that field.
So we talked about your football journey, the adversity you faced, advices. You've gone through so much, and what's coming up to be 4 years. Now, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully the next year I get the offer to go to college. I'm able to pursue my dreams and go to college. Then for the next 4 years after that, plan on getting my degree, getting my life together. And then after that, I plan on, hopefully going to the draft, going to professional football, and get my life together.
Appreciate it, Shane. I love it.
Of course.
Thank you for coming by.
Of course.